over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Hey, hey, hey. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. It's like they come and they dance with the flipper sensei. Now the sound called BDP. You want to join the crew where you must see me. You can't sound like Shane or the one Molly. Shane and Molly know I'm a rhymer like the gay. Get the mic, man, and don't know what to say. Staying hip hop, started out in Queensbridge. Staying life like that, man, you know them can't live. So tell them again, we come to tell them again. Tell them again, we come to tell them again. Tell them again, we come to tell them again. Tell them again, we come to tell them. Man, they keep on making it. Brooklyn keeps on taking it. Balls keeps creating it. And Queens keeps on faking it.
Yep. I don't want to play too much because, you know, YouTube, they want to flag your shit for, you know, playing music that don't belong to you. You know, sooner or later, I'm just going to, I know more than enough people. I'm going to get my man D to make some beats for me on my own. You know what I mean? What's going on, y'all? Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the entire LDBC. We got in the house. The man Jr. was good. Mark Wunderlich, my brother, was good. Pete Boxing was good. Mr. Shelton, my nigga, was good. Ancestral Rage, Lonnie DiCarlo, Aaron Parker, Mike 202. Whoa, shit jumped on me. TZ Frank, gun-toting Democrat, was good. Bruce Goes, Burt from Marketing. Bumpy Thompson, Rob Sportsman Lee, Will Magic Man, was good, man. Everyone's spilling in. How the fuck are y'all doing today? Good, I hope. We're waiting on Kevin Kelly. He's running a little late. But you know how we do. You know, in the event that he's a no-show, we still go. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? So, I'm waiting for Trick Nolte to slide up in the building. He's on his way. You know, everybody got a life. Jamal 3224 was good. Everybody got a life. You know, things change. You know, everybody got life happening. Lord knows I do, man. Lord knows I do. A lot of shit going on. You know, T. Joyner, what's good? Before we talk about some boxing, you know, I'm waiting on Kevin Kelly to get here. As y'all know, you know, I like to handle health and wellness and things of that nature. Mental health. Because a lot of niggas are crazy. And Reggie Owens, what's good, family? Lars D, what up? A lot of niggas are crazy. And Eric Jenkins, what's good, man? A lot of niggas are crazy. And this morning, when I was getting off work, you know, I had like a situation, and 88 Sports Talk was good, and it rubbed me like completely the wrong way. You know what I mean? And when I tell you that young man really could have got himself like hurt or worse, you know, you never know where anyone's at in life, right? You know, at that moment, you know, at that point, he had to catch himself. You know, he was showing out in front of his girl. That's what that was. I know what it was. And me being who I am, I could have let it go, but I didn't. And while he was at the Dunkin' Donuts cashier, whatever the fuck, his girl was in the car. And I just walked up, I said, fam, and I put my arm around him. And before he could put his arm up, I put my hand and I like cuffed him. I said, yo, bro, don't do it to yourself. Shorty in your little truck, it ain't worth you showing out, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. And then he brought it down a notch because, you know, he understood. It's not a game. He went through that window. Nitty G was good. mental health, man. Look, a lot of y'all got children. Exactly, Talib, exactly. You know, a lot of y'all got like young kings y'all raising. Yo, I know there might be a night they outside, they feeling themselves. Don't show out in front of your friends. Don't show out in front of your girl because you never know what someone else is going through. I got a lot of shit going on in my private life. And when I come on here, it's a relief. I like to talk boxing. I like to hang with y'all. You know, as you know, boxing is slow right now. So when I get on, like for Nons or whatever, you know, we might talk boxing for a while, but we slide off into other things. But you know, at most, you know, we just a group of dudes just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, having a conversation. And when we're having a conversation, we're having a conversation. You know, if you don't like what we're saying, just click. Let's get out of here. Everybody here's gone through some shit, man. We're in COVID. We're in the house. And a lot of niggas need therapy. I might have to go talk to someone. Let me be very clear. I lost like 84, 94, some shit. It was some crazy number co-workers in like the first couple of weeks of this COVID shit. I lost 4 close friends. Dog Truth, salute. What's good? Nitty G, ABN, what's good? So, pardon fucking me if I get on here and I vent a little bit. Because I'm going through real life situations. You know, I'm burying friends. I'm watching co-workers die. Phil Hill, what up? And when someone asks you, how's it going? Sometimes when you're around people that you get along with, because what a lot of y'all don't or may not know, all of those brothers I was on the panel with, I talked to them behind the scenes. They're like really cool like that. I talked to Fanon, I talked to 78, I talked to Blood. I know their government names. Black Alpha, salute. So when something's bothering us, we might pick up the phone and call one another. So sometimes shit'll spill within the earshot. LeBron's Reviews, what's good? Everyone go subscribe to LeBron's Reviews. Everyone go subscribe to Lars D Punch Out TV. Everyone go subscribe to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. Please. D. Radford, exactly. So I mean, being that boxing is slow. Anthony Bolton, what's good? Being that boxing is slow, and there's some news. I go on an event, and I wasn't going to take up too much time. I just had to get it off my chest because on top of people dying around me and shit like that, I got to stop and put gas in my vehicle, and I got some fucking 21-year-old that we just like brushed shoulders, and I like towered over this guy, and I look in the glass, and he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, come on, dogs. And I'm already boiling. I had a very hard day at work, a hard night, and I got to deal with that. That kid was probably about to get his first piece of ass like in his life. He's probably driving his mama car. So he's probably looking for a short stay. And he was probably feeling himself. I'm not that guy. I'd have embarrassed him. Hey, Lisa. That's my sister, y'all. Don't block her. She's not trolling. That's my sister for real. I'm going to call you when I get off of here. Yeah, Yeah, but you know, all of that shit, and then I got to deal with that shit. Now I'm good, Bert. I'm good because I handled it how I felt I had to handle it. But I might have saved that kid's life. I know his heart was racing, and when I had him in the arm clutch, there was like no escape. He was all of maybe 120 pounds, man. I mean, he was chocolatito small. He was a little guy. And when I cuffed him like, yo, fam, and I was like, yo, bro, nah, don't do that. You about to go get some pussy. You about to have a good night. But you fucked up with that eyeballing. Don't do that. Relax. And he was like, and I went about my business. And hopefully I didn't ruin his morning. Hopefully he had his focus on that tiny ass red bone he had in the truck. That truck was big and he was kind of small. I'm like, yo, damn, how you gonna get up in that shit? Like he had to get a running start to jump up in it. He's one of those, like, he's so small that like every time he jumped, you hear like you remember how it sound when you play Mario Brothers and you hear the boing when they jump, like little niggas like that. I got him. I'll do it tomorrow, Lisa. I'll do it tomorrow. It was Lars D. It was like David and Goliath. Doing? Got up in that truck. I hope he ain't wet himself. But you know, I don't like getting like that. You know, I just want to be left alone by, you know, all you these little niggas. Yo, listen. If you got teenage like boys, please train them not to get killed. Because it could happen. I mean, he was like really feeling himself in that moment. You showing out for a fucking young lady? I got real life shit going on. Mortgage and bills and... You understand? So, you know, I don't know what people's mentality is during this pandemic. But on top of the pandemic, I still got real life shit going on. So when I come here and have a conversation, I'm like legit having a conversation with y'all because y'all my people. I got shit going on right now. As soon as I end this, I got shit I got to leave here and go handle tonight. Y'all never know. Life happens. How you going to handle it though? So when we come on here and we deter from boxing and just start talking about other shit, Fanon got shit going on. Y'all remember Black Fight Fan had a death in his family? And he still came here and he didn't miss a day. He didn't miss not a day. You know, CC probably got shit going on. All of y'all got shit going on. Brother Lars D had to bury his dad not too long ago. Everybody got shit going on. But we all rally up where? Here. We rally up here. And sometimes, I mean, right now there ain't shit going on real in boxing. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. When the fights happen or like a week before the fight, we can chop it up. We could talk about all kinds of shit. Trill boxing talk is just trill talk since boxing like kind of like fell off. Am I lying? So what fuck nigga gonna go up in there and tell me, yo, can we please talk about boxing? Come on, don't do that shit, man. You don't know what people are going through, man. How many fucking co-workers you lost? I mean, a few of them hit me like bad because one of those cats actually is my neighbors. And I went from seeing them every day, like even on and off the job. I just like, yo, what's going on? I cut on Facebook one night and I'm like, what do you mean he's dead? I just saw him 3 days ago in the street walking. The fuck you mean COVID got him? What? I said, yo, what the fuck? And equally as bad, I'm driving one day and I see this young Spanish kid. I honked the horn. He was in uniform. I threw up the peace sign. I left, got on the highway. 2 days later, I get on Facebook. He's dead. I'm like, how could this be? I just saw him. I just saw him. What do you mean? OG Eric and STL, man, what's good, man? Crush the Legend, what's good? So you know what the fuck, yo? So I'm dealing with all of that, and I'm still going to work, dealing with that, dealing with all of that. Family members sick. I gotta compromise my work schedule for babysitting issues. So pardon fucking me if I don't want to talk about a bunch of millionaires fighting in a goddamn ring for about maybe 5 minutes for me to vent. Young Merv, what's good? Now don't get me wrong, maybe you want to escape your life because you got your own shit going on and you just want to hear boxing. But if you don't want to hear what everyone else is going through, just fucking just go somewhere else, man, or mute it. That shit was mad disrespectful this morning. That's why I went off like that. Jupiter B was good. Anthony Bolton, yeah, I see, yeah. You never know what people are going through. That kid, he probably knew what was going on or whatever, but he, you know, come on, man. You never know what people are going through. There's a movie, Blue Blood Sports TV in the building. I ain't got to tell y'all to subscribe to him. Everybody in here should be subbed to Blue Blood. Everybody in here should be subbed to everybody else. But that right there, that goes without question. Everyone go sub to Blue Blood Sports TV. But all y'all sub. LJ Fighter was good, man. But there was a movie called I think it was with Michael Douglas. It was called Falling Down. And that's simply a movie about a dude that's had enough. He just had enough. Donald, now the 65-year-old G. Grant. Was good, family. And he just, it was funny, but it was kind of tragic at the same time. He had enough. It was like, yo, enough is enough. And people walking up on him. Yo, matter of fact, I'll give you a real life situation. All right. Years ago in New York, there was a fella named Bernard Getz. And he got like robbed on the subway several times. And he said, fuck it, enough's enough. And he got a hold of a gun. Christopher Campbell was good. He got a hold of a gun. He gets on the train. Rob Sportsman League, you remember that shit? Got on the train. And these dudes walked up on him. And he handled his business this time. Now, of course, you know, there was the racial element. You know, I believe Al Sharpton got involved. You know, but when you read between the lines, of course, Bernie, the liquor spot was good, man. How you doing, sis? You remember that, Bert? When you read between the lines, that had nothing to do with race. I mean, the 80s was wild, man. The 80s was wild, man. And he was a nerdy little white guy, and he got robbed like several times, and he got tired of that shit. You get robbed, you go to the police, you know, you make a report, but honestly, to them, all black people look alike. So you give it a detailed description the best way you know how, and next thing you know, it don't work out. So he got all pissed off, And he said, you know what? I'm going to take matters in my own hands. The next time someone step up on me, he had that thing on him. Blanc, blanc, blanc. And it wasn't about race. It wasn't about race. Bernie looked like a fucking, what we call a son. He looked like, he was like a herb. Nerdy little white guy with glasses just trying to go to work every day. And they ran up on him and he blicked their ass. Rome Far Rock was good. He had the 38 special, exactly. Rashid Rourke. Yeah, you know what though? Rashid, you're right. You're right. You're right. I believe that too. I believe that. I believe that when he got his hand on that burner, he was like, you know what? I wish a nigga would today. Today's the day. And he probably had that gun for like about a good week or so. I don't remember I don't remember exactly the case, but I do remember that shit being all over the news. And it was like the topic of conversation. Of course, this was before social media and everything. And he probably had that thing on him maybe a week, maybe a month. Who knows? And he was probably going back and forth to work with his chest stuck out like, yo, I'm looking for it now. And when they ran up on him, he took care of his business. So it wasn't, yeah, one of those dudes did end up in a wheelchair because I think they were running away. I gotta, you know, you make me want to do homework on that shit again. I'm gonna revisit it. But that's a famous case right here in New York. And yeah, J Martin, smash that like button, please. You know, it helps with the visibility of the video. We working. Yo, man. And he fucked them up. Now here's the thing. MMA champ, what's good, man? Now here's the thing with him. There you go. Jay Dixon said it right. They like to say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They got the right guy on the right day. That had nothing to do with race. Okay. Kevin's running a little late. It's okay. It's okay. They ran up on the right dude on their wrong day. That had nothing to do with race. I'll be the first to tell you about it. That had nothing to do with race. He's been robbed several times and did nothing but give up his wallet. And he got tired of that shit. He looked like a target. Skinny white guy with a tie just trying to go to work. Had nothing to do with race. And he lit their ass up. And, you know, he got into some trouble. But I bet nobody run up on his ass no more. Two wrongs don't make it right, but it damn sure make it even. You never know what people are going through. Imagine trying to fuck with somebody and they end up slicing you the fuck up and beating the shit out of you and then OD. I mean, you gotta wake up a month later from a coma and then look at a video about how he kept stomping you out when you was unconscious and you're like, oh damn, I just bumped him. Why he OD like that? Then you found out the guy just buried his mother. And then he just got evicted from his house and his wife left him fucking with his boyfriend, his girlfriend or whatever the fuck. You know, fucked his boy and ran off. All this shit. And he's down on his luck. He's about to get laid off from his job. And then you just bump him in the street. That's all it takes. That's right. That's right. That's right, man. Sometimes you got to make an example out of others. That's just it. Leave people alone. A lot of you got teenage kids. Tell them don't get hyped, man. Don't get hyped. You don't want your children running up on a nigga like me. Absolutely you don't. You don't want grown folk running up on me. Let me tell you about it. Yo, and that's exactly Jupiter B. The content creators, you know, we're human, man. We're not perfect. You act like, some people act like, yo, motherfucker, we're not on a payroll. You understand what I'm saying? Jupiter B is absolutely right. We're not on the payroll, man. We're doing this in our spare time. We're doing this in our spare time, man. You understand? You know, we're chopping it up. Yo, let me tell you something. You know, I don't watch TV. You know, since everybody started creating content, I could find something to watch that somebody put out, whether it's Stormy B Man, whether it's Reggie, whether it's Fanon 78, Black, Blue, Black and Blue, BFTB. All of you keep me thoroughly entertained. Even if I'm watching an old video and I scroll down and read the comments, y'all are fucking hilarious. Thank you. And that's all I ever wanted to do was add to the community. As soon as 78 branched off, yo, who remembers the YTBC? Who goes back that far? I'm Ill Will, my brother. I keep saying I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you as soon as the show's done. I'm gonna call you as soon as the show's done, fam. Tay Walker, salute. I'm gonna call you as soon as the show's done, man. I've just been so busy, bro. But I'm gonna call you as soon as the show's over. Everyone go subscribe to I Am Ill Will. Soul Man Sundays. Tone Brown was good. But who remembers the YTBC? Honestly, who was there? Who was there from the beginning? We're going back about 9-10 years. I was there. I was there from day one. I've been here all this time. For those of you, honestly, who in the chat doesn't remember? Be honest. Who just got here and just knew about the LDBC? Who doesn't know about the YTBC? And yo, just who doesn't remember? Be honest, because I'm gonna educate you right now. Black Alpha, you was there, or all right? Bumpy Thompson, okay, all right. Bumpy Thompson, Rasheed Rook. Okay, listen. This is why we say, yo, look, this LDBC being racist is complete bullshit. I'm talking to y'all in particular. Peep this. About 10 years ago, at the height of the Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao shit, yeah, all right, Donald, peep, wrong follow up. Peep what happened. I was still relatively new to this internet thing. All right, I had a Google account, but I didn't have a YouTube. I had a YouTube, but didn't know that they were connected. Didn't know. I had no idea. All right, so peep, Eric Jenkins, peep. This is how, I'm gonna give you the whole thing. This is what happened. All right. So I'm a boxing fan. I said, okay, YouTube. You know, I'm looking for old cartoons from the 70s and 80s. I'm watching Transformers, G.I. Joe, Sport Billy, all this other cool shit, all this Japanimation and shit, and I'm watching. I said, yo, maybe they got some boxing here. So I started finding old fights, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then I'm looking, I said, oh, this is someone's channel. Oh, I see, you can subscribe to their channel, and you don't have to go look for them. I said, this is hot. And it started growing. So then I started finding people that spoke about today's era. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. So I said, I want to hear what this guy has to say. So I started subscribing to various people from right here, from the UK to Canada, Australia, whatever. Because I love boxing. So I just wanted to, I'm like, all right, I'm at home here. So I thought. Maharu was good, family. Jay West was good. Now watch this shit. I noticed whenever there was my first, Dave Jack was good. My first dealing with racism on the internet was in YouTube. Here's how it happened. I go to a board, right? I don't even remember what channel it was. I go to the fucking board, and it was, shit. Damn, I don't remember who it was. No, I was commenting on an old fight. It was the, shit. Anyway, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But oh, it was a Chavez fight versus oh God, why am I having a brain fart? Richard Steele. He counted him out. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Put it in the chat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Shit. He was whooping Chavez fight the whole goddamn fight. Meldrick Taylor. Meldrick Taylor. Thank you. Who was that said that? Bruce Coles. Thank you. Meldrick Taylor. So I jumped in that chat. Mind you, there was no Google Hangouts. There was no live streams back then. It was just you could leave a comment, right? So I left the comment. BFT beatboxing slid in the building. I ain't even got to tell y'all what to do. So now that he's here, now expect some trolls to fucking show up, cause you know they love him so much and they follow him wherever he goes. So now I'm gonna watch some Wrench Gang. You know, do your thing. BFTV, my brother, what's good, family? I swear to God, trolls love him, fam. Yo, yeah. Yo, listen. So I just said, damn, Meldrick got robbed. That's all I said. It was so simple. It was like a 3 or 4 word sentence. The next day, I get on that board because, you know, I get all these alerts and I'm like, huh? What happened? Yo, the whole fucking page went in on me. Stop it. He was going to lose anyway. He was turning it up. 3 comments down. Oh, you just saying it because you a fucking nigga. And I'm like, oh, shit, what? So then I typed, seriously? And I met with banana emojis and monkey heads. And I'm like, yo, now here's the hot shit. I never had my picture in my avatar. So I said, maybe that's just a bunch of rabid ass Chavez fans. Maybe those are his relatives. I mean, look, Chavez won the fight. What the fuck? All I said was, yo, I think he should have let Meldrick beat the count. He was up, and but Richard still said he was alert. No, Richard still said he wasn't alert, so he waved the fucking fight off. And we was like, yo, I remember watching that when it happened. I said, yo, why they do that to him? He was winning the fight. Whatever. I just stated my opinion. I ain't cursed nobody out because I'm just here for the conversation. What was I met with? A whole fucking page full of monkey, nigga, banana. Oh, he must be a nigger. Da da da. I was like, oh shit. So I found myself getting into a gunfight. And then that's when that was my first experience with keyboard warriors. I said, why am I arguing with a bunch of motherfuckers who I know if they were standing in front of me, they wouldn't be talking that shit. So I left that page. I thought it was over there. Nope. Let me get the long story short. Every time I chimed in on the Pacquiao, Marquez, Martinez, Cotto, any non-black fighter, if I just said, and they could be fighting somebody else that's not even black. Anytime I said, yo, I don't know if this guy's going to beat this guy. Andrew Charles, salute. Ricardo, what's good? Lonnie, what up? I'm like, why I gotta be all that? How the fuck do you know what my ethnicity is? Just because I said I think Floyd's gonna beat Robert Guerrero? So here's what happened. All those channels I just jumped on to subscribe to because they were talking boxing, I realized they weren't talking boxing because you know what happened? I'm a clown. And I'll clown your mother, your retarded, big-headed kid, because I would click on their page, and some of them will have their kids bouncing around on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, I come for them. Fuck you, fuck your kid. I seen your kid with the helmet, and he can't walk straight with the fucking braces on his hips, running around like Forrest Gump. You expect him to run down and bust out the goddamn hip gear like your Forrest Gump. Fuck you, fuck your bloodline. I'd go in. You asked for it. Soul Power was good. Mia was good. So the second I go in defense of me, what do you think the owner of the channel did? Don't bring that to my channel. Why are you talking about people's kids? Why are you just mad at a word? It's just a word. It's just a word. So how come you ain't tell them not to say that word? Because if you scroll up, Ramsey Sutton was good. Because if you scroll up, you find that they're talking the same language. Spanish, Tagalog in the Philippines. All I wanted to do was talk boxing. I don't mind if we disagree on who's going to win. Exactly, Mike. Now it's my fault. So I found, and that happened on mad channels. Until I found a channel called 78 Fight News. And I went on his channel, and I said, this brother sounds like every one of my family members in the Midwest. Subscribe. And then through him, I found another brother named Carcino. Subscribe. Carcino had a direct line with Floyd Mayweather. Like he knows him in some way. He knows him. Subscribe. Somewhere along the line, I found Blood Boxing. Subscribe. And a list of other people that y'all might not even know. Ashy Knuckles. I found D Styles. And then I noticed in their chat, they were getting attacked just like I was getting attacked. I wasn't putting out no content though. So when enough was enough, and there was another nigga in the UK that I didn't want to get into that, but we had to leave him alone. And I remember the day Brother 78 said, enough is enough. I'm not doing this no more. I don't remember the exact speech, but I remember him saying, y'all can have this shit. I'm starting something called the Lions Den Boxing Community. Under the YouTube platform, we're going to pack our shit and leave. Like how Black Wall Street, we packed our shit and said, all right, we're going to go and do our own thing under the umbrella of the United States of America. How'd that work out for us? We were winning, and they came and fucked us up. That's what they did. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. We packed our shit and left. Lost D, Hat Man? No, it was Beats, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. It was Boxing Beats. I ain't fuck with Hat Man too hot, but it was Boxing Beats and Rhymes. And he was a cool brother, but he did something that I didn't appreciate. You know, this now. What happened with that was when Google Hangouts came out. That's when y'all started doing live streams, and I said, "Oh, that's fucking dope." Now we could talk to these brothers in real time, and now we could talk to them in the chat. That's dope. And him and when we were building up the AJ and Wilder rivalry, it was a friendly rivalry. They were both undefeated. They both were coming up. UK versus the USA. Boxing and Barbecue, my fan, was good. And we was like, yo, we need this fight to happen. And not for nothing, Beats was making excuses as to why the fight shouldn't happen. We were for the fight. Beats wasn't for the fight. And I thought it was a friendly debate between them. I was listening. I was subbed to Beats. Champion Heart, salute. I'm subbed to 78. And they were having a conversation. They were not cursing at each other. It was nothing. It was nothing. And then I think it was either later that night or the next day, I had my notifications. Shadow 979 was good. And Beats had a video. So I'm listening to the video, and he was like, he was sneak dissing 78. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up, man. So I didn't unsubscribe right then. I said, I'll wait to hear a response. And sure enough, all I remember 78 saying was like, yo, I'm just not gonna act like I'm cool with people no more. So he didn't badmouth him. And see, that's another thing. That brother, when I tell you he's taking the high road on so much shit, y'all will never know. Y'all will never know because it's not for y'all to know. Black Star Sports was good. Y'all don't need to know. But he's taking the high road on a lot of shit. You understand? And look, man. Yo, all we did was pack our shit and leave. And these motherfuckers came and followed us. Why? If you don't like the content, why are you here? At the moment, like right now, I'm not talking boxing. I'm just giving you a history lesson. That's why it drives me crazy when a motherfucker like Eat Shit Smith, who is a black man, at least that's what I see. Mr. Boxing Today was good. And he comes up and says, oh, we're racially driven. And you get this other faggot up in Boston. We're racially driven. He wanna take bits and pieces from Fred's show. BFTB. Because you the petty king. He said he take all low roads. Exactly. I hear that. But then you get niggas that hear bits and pieces of what we say and trying to accuse us of racism. Are we racism? Are we racist, or are we reacting to what's being thrown at us? How you gonna get mad at how we react? That shit don't make no sense. How you gonna get mad at how we react when you do something wrong to us? We came on here, all we want to do was talk boxing. Not one time did I come on anyone's post that was pro Pacquiao and be like, oh, you fucking Pinoy. I never did it. I wanted to talk boxing. Their fans made me look at Pacquiao some kind of way. Because you know what? As much as they don't want to admit it, we've grown so big that they listen to us. They don't want to admit it. It was a joke 10 years ago, right? Oh, the YouTube guys, the YouTube guys, the YouTube guys. Well, guess what? If the YouTube guys, if we're just YouTube guys, how the fuck did they know Devin Haney said I'll never let a white boy beat me? How'd they know that? That was just Devin Haney, Bill Haney in 78. And that interview was like on an off night. It might have been like on a Thursday or Friday or something. Motherfuckers were supposed to be out doing shit. Which means no matter what that brother does, when he has somebody on, there's somebody listening. We even got people ear hustling right now. I'm sure someone's going to take this shit, like that faggot up in Boston. They're going to take this shit and say, see, he's racist. Go ahead, chop my shit up. Because if anybody comes to me, I know what I'm going to say. And I say it to their face. I just gave you a brief history as to how and why the LDBC was created. Now, these are the same motherfuckers that walked over to Black Wall Street and said, these niggas can't have this. I'm living in a fucking cave. And they're thriving. There's a bank over there. There's houses over here. They're selling food over here. And I'm out of soap. They can't have this. We got to burn it down. They got brothers hanging from trees and they taking pictures in front of the brothers. Little girls taking pictures in front of the brothers swinging from trees by their neck. These are the type of motherfuckers that slide up in our chats. They take our fucking videos and chop them up. These are the motherfuckers that do that shit. So when you got a faggot in Boston that does shit like that, go ahead. I hope you get all the views you think you're going to get. You're going to get your feelings hurt. And to that other clown that got exiled, nigga, that was your fault. You were asked to chill several times. And you grown. You do what you want to do. But you made the bed and you laying in it. Now you're going to run over to the other haters, the other side? Go ahead. Go ahead. Tyrone Spencer, what's up? Go right ahead, man. Just know that you have no home. They don't love you because they know where you used to be. Now you over there? How you think I know that? Because I heard somebody say it already. You have no friends. You had a family here. You were asked to chill and watch your mouth. And niggas got receipts on you. You need to relax. You need to relax. Niggas got receipts on you. And I'm talking about even niggas that don't fuck with us no more. Got receipts on you. So now they got receipts and we got receipts. What you need to do is just chill and just enjoy boxing. Because that's what this is, right? We're from all walks of life, united for this sport. We love boxing. And in the midst of boxing, we've gotten to know each other. And sometimes we gotta, voice our opinions and shit. Voice our frustrations about life in general. The brother BFTB just went through something. Sink or swim. And here's the hot shit. Where niggas thought he was gonna sink, he got on here, was transparent, and he gained subs while the other cat lost subs. If it was really about boxing, let your content speak for itself. Huh? I thought it was about boxing. What the fuck are some of these cats? I don't understand these niggas. I don't understand these niggas. I remember last year. Thank you, BFTB. Thank you. Let me put that up there. Boom. When you tried to hurt him, look what happened. You paid for his fucking BMW or Mercedes, whatever the brother drives. You just bought him a new pair of Jordans and all kinds of crazy shit. Meanwhile, you stuck on 250. Come on, dogs. Why are we trying to hurt each other? Why are we trying to hurt each other? Kevin said he ready. I sent the link. It don't make no sense for us to hurt each other, family. BFTB channel to me seemingly came out of nowhere. Remember when Black had that what was it? That little contest about whose channel was popping this year? Remember that? D Styles, my brother. Remember, and I got hype. I said, "Oh shit!" He put me on. I was just happy to be in the run-ins, right? So I go to work, right, and then I come back and Black added BFTV's name to it. I was like, "No, I ain't got this." I was like, "I ain't got this. Chill," because his channel's popping. He hasn't lost the debate like ever. Yeah, y'all not gonna believe this. Kevin Kelly's ready, but I'm gonna call him on the phone. I'm gonna call him on the phone. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna call Kevin on the phone right now. But yo, we can't hurt each other. Some of these cats need to stop. How the fuck you lose subs to the nigga that you was talking reckless about? Wait, first of all, how the fuck you don't even get the goddamn charges right? What? Whatever, man. I tried to wing these niggas. I tried to tell niggas to chill. And everybody has everybody's phone number. That's the funny shit. That's the funny shit. I don't understand these brothers. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Yo, Trick, I sent you the link. Come on in. I'm calling Kevin Kelly right now.
You have reached.
I don't know. Maybe he's pooping. Picasso, what's good? He'll get it together. Anyway, I was cooking anyway. You know, look, man. All this other dumb shit that happened, y'all understand that this is a distraction. It's a distraction. While we over here helping each other, supporting each other, it's like niggas is waiting in the bushes. Yeah, I know he gonna fuck up. Oh, there goes something. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why the fuck are you doing that? And then gonna fucking call me. Like, you see what's going on? I was like, no. No, I don't know what's going on. What? Oh, come on, you know what's going on. No, nigga, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Let me tell you how I roll. A lot of times, I'll just pop in, Bronx on deck, hit the like button, and I'll like put the phone in my pocket. Minus down the screen so I don't like time out anybody by accident. Put the phone in my pocket. I don't know what's going on. But if you knew what was going on, why didn't you call him? And instead of looking to wait for a nigga to fuck up, be like, yo, bro, you alright? Tell me what happened. The brother gained 100 subs over that situation. The other nigga lost like 10 or 11. I counted. And, you know, I just started paying attention to analytics like fairly recently. That cat I'm talking about unsubbed to me. I don't know when he did. And I never did nothing to the kid. I never did anything to him. So you unsubbed to me, and I found out. So you unsubbed to me. Right? Which I don't know when you did it. But now you're texting me to tell me that one of my brothers got a problem. And you have his number. So did you call him up to console him if he needed consoling? And then you put up some false information. How you have the charges right, the alleged charges right in front of you, and you get that wrong? Come on, dogs, don't do that. You did it to yourself, man. It's like all these niggas decide to fuck up in the course of 2 weeks. I'm gonna call Kevin one more time. Let's go, Kev. Hell yeah. Wow. All right. He gonna have to call me. He gonna have to call me. I don't know what's going on. There's, the StreamYard. I don't know if they know how to work the StreamYard or what's going on. But anyway, we cooking. It's cool. Yo, son, I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. Hassan, what's good? I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. Because when I tell you, me personally, I did nothing to those niggas. I ain't do nothing to them niggas. BFTB ain't do nothing to them niggas. We didn't do shit. It's like every time there's a problem, my texts go off, and I'm like, what now? What now? What happened now? And the nigga I'm talking about, you want to know what's real? And I got the text to prove it. The last time him and I had a conversation via text, you know what I told him? I said, bro, stay safe. I love you, bro. I got the text to prove it. I said, brother, stay safe. I love you, bro. Oh, look who it is. Is this the Flush and Flash?
What up, baby? What's up?
How you doing, fam?
Thank you, man. It went off.
What's good?
What's going on, man? Sorry about the interruption. It was crazy. I was still at work, and I told me off by 3 o'clock. And I got the last thing of the day, and the boss was like, yo, just do this real quick and get out of here. I was like, this took longer than I thought.
Nah, it's all good, brother. It's all good. What's going on with you, man? You good?
So, I better do it, though. You know, if you got it, it's what we can do it, whatever you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. So you're on live right now, brother. You're on live right now.
Let's talk about some things.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it, man. What you been up to, first and foremost? Like, as far as the world of boxing is concerned, what you been up to, bro?
Well, I'm in Vegas, actually, you know, I'm a boxing, but they're not doing any events as far as, like, you know, audience. So Top Rank's been locking that down pretty much. Doing some dates here and there, but really what I'm doing boxing on my end is to get my daughter ready to fight. So my daughter's coming out. My 30-year-old daughter, Amber Kelly, she was training for about 2 or 3 years, and just strength training, and she didn't know if she was going to fight or not. She didn't know if she was going to do it. And she said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and go at it. She's more like, she's not built like me, she's more solid, about my height, more of a puncher. She'll knock girls out. She fights like a dude almost. You know, she's very good. You know what I'm saying? She's got some skill, so you know, people are gonna love it. She punches not too well, so the whole thing is getting a date now. We had a date in Vegas a few months ago. They're putting fights on the Westgate. Still had Rich Steele put it on, but it didn't work out, so now we're just waiting for a date right now, call for a date. And who knows, I might have got her on the Tyson fight if I had more time. Okay, the Tyson Wood Jones date.
Right.
So I talked to Wood Jones the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but if I had more time, I would have put her on that date. It made a lot of sense, make a pro debut, and welcome to the world of boxing.
Man, yeah, I had no idea. How old is your daughter now again?
30 years old.
Wow. And what weight she's fighting at?
She'll fight at 165.
Wow.
She's in middleweight. Super middleweight, that's second pose.
Super middleweight.
Yeah, she's been around the whole life. You know, I have 7 children, but you don't know who's going to do it, who's not going to do it.
Right.
And, you know, I don't look forward to my kids boxing at all. But whatever they want to do, follow their own dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to follow their way. I'm trying to get the kids to live what I do. And whatever they want to do, let them do it.
Wow.
You know, and so my daughter's good at what she does, and she's pretty good at boxing. She's pretty good at it, you know what I'm saying? So I let her do it, and she enjoys it. She's different than me. She's built different, so she fights different. I train her on what she does. You know, a good trainer exposes a person to their talent and their skill, okay? I don't try to train her in what I do. I train her what she does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it works out perfect.
Excellent.
And almost pretty good.
Excellent. Yeah, we got a little bit more time. We got a little bit of time. I know you had, had life happening, but
Yes.
let me just take you through some things. You're from Queens, right?
I'm really from Brooklyn.
You're really from Brooklyn.
I'm a 50-50 guy. I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised in Queens. That's how I put it. So I lived in Brooklyn until I was about maybe 9 or 10. And then my father got trying to book to move to Queens. And when they did that, I was in Corona for 1 year. So I come from there with Kid and Play, Eric being like Kim, all that, those kind of koozie rap, those kind of guys. And then my father had a Corona, and he moved to Flushing. And that's how my nickname came in, Flushing Flash. So by the time I was living in Flushing, I started boxing when I was like 15 years old. So that's where that came from. And then I figured like this. I took over Queens because I figured most of the fighters actually come from Brooklyn. Mike Tyson, Mark Breland, Riddick Bowe, right? So I thought, why they already got fighters coming out of Brooklyn. Nobody's coming out of Queens. So it makes more sense when I started dominating boxing as an amateur to represent Queens.
Right.
You know? And that's what I did. I represented Queens pretty well in the Flushing area. Nobody really heard of Flushing. Nobody knew what Flushing was.
Right.
So it made a lot of sense to me, to represent Flushing.
Oh, that's what's up.
Born in Brooklyn, bred in Queens.
I got you. Your early career, like when your first pro fight. You remember your first pro fight?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Bonds.
Yeah, talk to me about that first.
I didn't know that thing.
Yeah.
My first pro fight, I turned pro, after I got a bad job, they jobbed me real bad in the amateurs. I was trying pro, I was going to the Olympics and all that stuff, and it was like, it's a lot of politics in the amateurs. You don't realize how many politics there are, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And after I got robbed, I turned professional. I said, I'm not going to go to the box hall or anything else. I'm going to try to get a jump start on all my comrades. And I did that, and I signed up with Bobby Goodman, Matt Square Garden, which made a lot of sense. Back then, they had a great boxing program. And I signed up with them, and I fought a lot of times in the Garden because I could fight once or twice a month in Matt Square Garden here. It's called farming, what boxers do. We farm us in a certain situation where I can fight once a month and get better and better and better. And that's what I did. And I fought in the Garden and built my record up. Then I started going overseas to Holland. And by going overseas to Holland, I was doubling my fights. So I would have fights twice a month, 3 times a month. That's how my record got so big fast. And before you knew it, I was in the top 10. And after the top 10, it was a matter of just bumping guys off in the top 10, which I did. I bumped off number 7, number 5, number 4, and I bumped guys off. And then I became number 1 in mandatory. But the problem with that was in my career, and you realize the problem is that I'm a lefty, number 1, and I'm beating everybody, so nobody wanted to fight me. So I was having to be fortunate to be one day at the Garden with Lou DiBella. Ran into him. I didn't know who he was, and we had a conversation. And he took me on at 36-0, and that's how I became world champion.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was told to be the best, and I became the best, but nobody to fight. So that was crazy. That was really, really crazy.
For personal reasons, I want to ask you something. Tell me about when you fought Derek Gainer.
Oh, first one? Yes, definitely. Fighting Smoke in the Garden fighting Smoke in Jacksonville, Florida was very different because Roy Jones had asked me to do that with him because nobody had to fight Smoke. Smoke's tall, he's almost like 5'10", 5'11". He's quick, he's a southpaw, and he's lefty like me, so it takes me an advantage. But when they asked me to fight the first time, I turned it down. I was like, for what? I'm not going to fight him. But Roy Jones kept doubling up money, so it started working out, and he wanted to give him a title shot. And the time I was champion, and I said, okay. And I went there and I told Roy Jones one thing. I said, the fight cannot be in Florida. Because I felt that, he was trying to steal my title. I don't want that kind of pressure on me that I got to knock you out to win.
Right.
But Roy Jones said, oh, no, it ain't going to be in Florida, right? And then when 2 weeks before the fight, he called me. I said, where's the fight? He said, Jacksonville. I said, that's in Florida. Well, I couldn't get there, and all this other stuff. And so I knew I had to go to knock Gayer out when I went to Florida. So that was my intention. You know what I'm saying? And the Army was just another casualty of war, I call it. So when the eye happens, and then I get all this. So really, realistically, that fight made a lot of sense because there were so many parts attached to it, which were different parts. I was in Florida. I was there to lose my title. I wasn't there to keep my title. So with everything against me, people like that. People in the world's against you. They like that comeback from behind victory. That's where Rocky comes from,
Yeah.
That's what I had to do. And I'm not getting out one eye closed, and that's what people like. Okay, they like the guy that doesn't have a shot coming out of nowhere and getting rid of it. So that's what made it so spectacular. It became one of my top 3 best fights I've ever had. So, you know, admittedly we go into history books with that one. So I got 72 full fights, but I only hit about 3. You know, and the Mean Gane is one of them. Actually, Mike Tyson told me himself that's one of his favorite fights.
I lost $5 on that fight, man.
Two love that fight. I did something in that fight that never been done. You know, I like to bring something new to the sport. I just always switch. I never said when I was boxing because I want guys to figure it out. Other people know now. Most of my knockouts came right-handed, not left-handed. Well, I could switch righty and lefty. I never said that because I don't want to give away my secret.
Right. That's smart.
I learned it pretty much from watching the guys that switch, like Marvin Hagler, pretty much primarily him. And I felt that move when he switched, that it was a waste of movement. That, you know, the way he threw it. He changed variety, but it didn't capitalize on the movement. So what I did was I found a way to throw a punch at the same time. And that move I've knocked out. If you watch my videos, I watched most of my knockouts, even though the commentator never caught it. Most of my opponents been knocked out right-handed, never left-handed.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
So it's something that I put. So I feel like this. You know, if you bring nothing new to the sport, then why are you here, right?
Right.
And I wanted to bring something very new to boxing. My goal, my idea, to change things, see the way they are, and then change them a little bit. And that was one thing I could actually change. I took a piece of what I saw Marvin do, and created my own way of doing it.
All right.
You know
so fast forward.
You know, so watching on YouTube, you see fights. Most of my fights, I'm knocking guys out right-handed. I'm not even left-handed. So people never saw that, but they never knew I was doing it. But that's why I did all doing it, because I kept catching my opponent.
No. I know exactly what you mean. Now, this is the fight. I see it in the chat. I was there during the Naseem Hamed fight. Take us through that, leading up to that fight, to fight night, to when you got into the ring. Take us through that.
Well, the big thing about that fight, if you don't know, the biggest thing about that fight was generated by me. It was not a fight that TV brought to me. It's something that moves around, they bring your fight. I brought that to TV. HBO never heard about him. They know nothing about him. I saw him in the magazine, and he's the only featherweight actually making more money than me out of all the featherweights in the world. I need an opponent. I tried to lose the belt a few times, and I said, Lou, how can I become main that fighter? I was on HBO. It didn't make no sense. He said, you get an opponent. So I looked at the boxing magazine. I see this crazy article about first time seeing Ahmed, and I wanted to pursue him. So I told Tom to get me tickets. So if people don't know that, I went to England 3 times. 2 for the Prince and 1 for Paul Hopkins, who was champion before, with a BC belt, before the current champion, to challenge. I was chasing guys for the world title fight they wouldn't give me. So I was already champion by the time, 2-time world champion by the time. And I went to England, me and Tom, my trainer, and I was ringside to this fight to challenge him. And Frank wanted some more, said, we ain't gonna fight you. For what? We don't need you.
Right.
So I went back to America, and I was thinking to myself, I need to fight somebody. I was 45 or 46-1 at that moment. I have a great record, and it doesn't make no sense. I can't get no fight. And I went back the second time. I heard he wanted to come to America. So how I did it was on YouTube. To get him in the ring with me, I disturbed his press conference. I jumped over the apron, jumped in the ring with him, and we had a discussion about him fighting. Still no contract, but he kept acting like he was gonna fight me. So I had to commit him, verbally commit him. So I kept talking. It's a video on YouTube and saying that, you know, yeah, I'm gonna knock you out. So like we had a fight coming. So it kind of forced. It gave a premonition about the fight coming. We had no contracts for the day before the fight. So realistically, that fight almost didn't happen. So, you know, with me, it was like at the point that I think I was at psychologically, I was so excited. I think I was overexcited. It's the only fight I lost control in. But all the kept control, I knocked him out. I kept control. Looking back at hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, of course, I was out of control, but I wanted to get rid of it. It's just move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? And at that moment, a great fight. You know, everybody needs an adversity. You need your opponent. Batman needs Robin, right? We needed. Come to realize later on, we needed each other. We became good friends. We were talking. We had a great conversation. We didn't fought a fight. We didn't dislike each other. I'm before him. I'm young. I was older than him. So he turned pro. He turned pro in '92. I won my first world title in '93. I turned pro in '88. So that's how big the age gap is between me and him. So, you know, it was a big thing. I know he's from my whole career. He has great deal of respect for me. And he told me, he says, there'll never be a rematch. Even though on TV he kept saying it was, I feel probably got cheated because they needed the rematch. I would love to do the rematch for him.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, I'll do a rematch with him. You know what I'm saying? But he said, I'll fight everybody but you.
Wow.
So, do I understand it? Not really. Okay? I let him understand how America thinks. America thinks different than Europe. You can live in Europe. But America, I felt a 2-fight for him would have been great. Okay, I didn't see the first fight going away. It's going to go anyway. But, it's a great thing. I mean, me and that fight, the Gainer fight, and the Troy Dorsey fight, of course. For the top three fights I think I got, that nobody talks about me and Goya against me, Lewis and Oga. Fights that I won titles on. It's crazy. I even beat Humberto Soto. With one arm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about that either. But people love the French fight, the Gainer fight, and the Troy Dorsey fight.
That's wild.
I'm glad that I can give the public a great memory of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty great.
Yeah, I was there.
That's what it's about.
I was there, man. It took him 40 years to get to the goddamn ring.
Yeah, like I said, there's no such thing as great fighters.
Mm-hmm.
There's a such thing as great fights. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you look at Ali and you say, okay, without Foreman, without Frazier, without Norton, who's Muhammad Ali? Right? Right? So, you have to have an opponent. It's obvious. It's like great basketball games. Who are the Yankees and not the Boston Red Sox? Right? You need your adversary. You need your opponent. And that's the truth about sports. Okay? You got to cheer for somebody and bully the other. And that's where it's at. That's where a great sport, the boxing lies. And in the future, I think right now, we can have another era of the Sugar Ray Hagler Hearns, because you got a bunch of guys right now, young boys, that can do that, but they got to be willing to get in a ring with each other. And that's the problem. You got Brian Garcia, you got Devin Haney, you got Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez is the best fighter of all, to tell you the truth. Does he become a state fighter general? I don't know. He might see something. Sometimes fighters see something they can capitalize on that the public don't see. Maybe it's going to be a great lesson that he learns from this fight, or it's going to be a beating. I don't know. Like I said, I think he might be taken to school, because Lomachenko's boxing IQ. People don't understand. There's no boxing IQ. You don't got to be the best fighter in the world. You got to be the smartest. Okay, over the years, the tough angle of boxing has dissipated tremendously over the years. As guys got smarter. Fighters didn't get dumber, they got smarter. Yeah. There's no more tough man contest guys out there just because they're tough. If you're tough, you're going to take a better beating, that's all it is. And that's the bottom line about the sport. Guys have PhDs that are boxers. Floyd might not have been one of the best fighters, but he's a smarter guy. He's very smart. Okay, he administered, his boxing IQ is very intelligent. Canelo is very intelligent now. Very intelligent boxer. The stuff that he's doing, the maneuvers, the head movement, making you go punch when you don't want to go punches. There's a boxing IQ now. Which was years ago, didn't exist. Now, these years, it exists, the boxing IQ. You know what I'm saying? That's why I commentate. I hope that, they look at me, and I can't judge myself, so they look at me with how I regard a boxing IQ. So the thing is, boxing has transformed into a full-blown sport, okay, at the highest level. And today, guys win because they're smart. Bottom line. It's not about how tough you are. Okay? All you got to be is in great shape and smart. You can beat predominantly most of the guys out there.
Wow. Speaking of great shape, do you feel you ever been in the ring with someone that was on any kind of performance enhancement drugs?
No, I never thought about that. I never felt that in a way. Like I say, I always came in great shape. I train hard. I train smart. I've always trained. I never stopped training. I'm training now a little bit because the coronavirus thing happened. So it actually got me back to training, which I appreciate. So I look at the coronavirus as a hindrance. I look at it as thinking something happened that I've been looking for anyway. So I've been thinking about it. And when Tyson do videos, and we're Jones do some videos, and I put the Strike That training system on, which you can look on the internet about. I got the only fight machine in the world. And I started doing videos with the fight machine. So that's where it lies with me as far as conditioning and training. I want to show the fight machine, my reflexes, my accuracy. Yeah, so I have it, of course I still have it. The bottom line, what goes away, I found out by studying this, is not your reflexes. It's not true.
Right.
What goes away is your ambition to do it, to thrive, the hunger, to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people say, oh, your reflex, Fraser Fry's tries to get the way he does. He always does. George Foreman took the punch the way he does. So can Sugar Ray. So can Hagler. So can Tommy. They all can. It doesn't go anywhere. It's muscle memory. But the bottom line is, do we have the ambition? After 2 or 3 rounds, okay, you don't want to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't say, if I'm doing a job for 20, if you do garbage for 20 years, do you do garbage the same way in your 21st year? Right? You start giving knowledge with it. You start just with muscle memory, reflex. You just start grabbing, throwing.
Right.
Same as that thing with sports. Okay, Michael Jordan stopped dunking late in his career. Right? He stopped going to the hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, same thing happens to boxers. Okay, when we're young, and ambitious and crazy, we're a little bit psychotic. We want to knock everybody out. It's very easy. You have a lot of ambition for it and motivation. But it happens that way. But when you get older and you're having children and all the other life settling in, okay, that slowly goes away. It's like this fight's good because for Tyson and Roy Jones, because the fact is Tyson's fighting Roy Jones was after his era. Remember, Roy Jones is in my era. Tyson's the era before me. So this is 2 eras of meeting. Era versus era. 84 versus 88 era.
Right.
Right? Now, 88 era for Tyson would be Riddick Bowe, which makes more sense.
Right.
So, but he's fighting the most dominant fighter of our era, which is 88. Roy Jones was dominant in that era. Probably one of the best fighters in the last 100 years. I would say Roy Jones, the friends of Roy Jones, the amateur, he's got an ability that's unhuman. Only guy I think that actually might have been able to beat Roy might have been Joe McClellan if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because in the amateurs, they had a fight. I call him a great era. I mean, to me, I'd dare anybody compete with the 88 era. I think it'd be 84, I think it'd be 86. So the 84, 88 era, you have Roy Jones, you have Riddick Bowe, you have Ray Mercer, you have Al Cole, Eddie Cook, Sean B. Mitchell. All right, I didn't mention me yet, or Junior Jones, or Tracy Patterson, or Charles Murray. I mean, there's at least 40 world champions that just in 88. If not less or more. It's crazy.
That 88 team was ridiculous, man. That 88 team was serious.
The 88 squad, you got Vince Phillips in the 88 squad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. I mean, the 88 squad team was the last time we actually really medals. After that, we medaled 1 gold, 1 gold, 1 gold. But then no gold. That's the last time we really medaled, okay? Roy got a silver, she got a gold. Michael Carball, another one. Ray Mercer got a gold. Kenny McKinney got a gold. Okay? So you got, just alone in New York City, you got Junior Jones, you got Riddick Bowe, Aaron Superman Davis, okay?
That's right.
Just alone. Then you add me to the first. I mean, you have, it's crazy. Vernon Phillips, remember Vernon Phillips? He's from New York. So you have multiple fighters that achieved great things and lasted longer than 4 years.
Y'all were like the first dream team in the Olympics, actually. The first dream team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, 88 squad. You have Roy Jones out of the East, he's out of Florida. You have numerous Carl Davis. Feel like this. I eliminated Charlie Mitchell from the trials, right? And then I got robbed with a 1-point decision against Carl Daniels. Carl Daniels became world champion, so did Charlie Mitchell become world champion. And I became world champion. So that's 88. That's all 88. That's how good. I didn't realize it until absolutely the last few years how good that squad was.
Yeah, that squad is legendary. There's another squad pulling up the ranks with that. Damn, what year was that? I don't want to get it confused. Was it? It wasn't 84.
No, 84 was Parker Whitaker, Monticello, Holyfield.
It was 84.
Great boxing works every 4 years. A new talent's produced.
Yeah,
it was a new talent, right? And they eliminated the talent before them, right? 88 got rid of 84 somewhat. Because I didn't fight Whitaker and all those guys, Belgic. But 88, there's a lot of time in the squad that you eliminated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 96, you got De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, and stuff like that, right? So you got some good guys come out of there, right? Good, but never to the number of 88. I mean, crazy number. And dominate 12 years, 15 years, dominate. You know, I mean, I retired in 2009. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
But not the 88 member of Dag Man too, because he's in jail. So he's the 88 member. And Bernal was his pro debut to a friend of mine who was a Golden Glove champion in Mitchell, who beat Bernal Hopkins in his pro debut.
Oh, he damn sure did.
The reason Clinton Mitchell couldn't fight no more, they took his license at 6-0 because they found he was a diabetic.
Wow.
And he beat Bernal Hopkins, and I know this, and Bernal be mad right now if he's on the phone because I tell him what happened. Because Clinton Mitchell was a friend of mine from New York City, Golden Glove champ from New York City, a light heavyweight, but he had diabetes. He's hiding it from the doctors. He's hiding it. And he beat Bernard in his pro debut.
Wow. Oh, that's right.
That's why Bernard didn't stay light heavy.
Right.
He went to middleweight.
Right. Yep.
Cruiserweight, right?
It was at cruiserweight.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, it was at cruiserweight. That was at cruiserweight.
What, Bernard?
No, that fight.
Cruiserweight.
His first fight was at cruiserweight.
Light heavyweight. He should have been light heavy, but Bernard was too small for that size. That's why he went down to middleweight.
Wow.
Yeah, Clinton Mitchell. Yeah, Clinton Mitchell beat Bernard Hopkins. Pro debut. So somebody show how great a fighter he is. Because think about it, he lost a first full fight. Okay?
That
child is a niche. That's how good
amazing.
Bernard is. Bernard's that good. Okay? Ratio-wise to Roy Jones, Roy's on another level. Okay? Roy Jones is another level. He's Superman.
Yeah, Roy was something else, man. And like Emmanuel Stewart said, man, you know, Roy did everything wrong, but he was so crafty that it was right.
Yeah, no, I got a concern.
My bad. Sorry, y'all.
Hello?
Yeah. I had to merge the calls so they can hear you.
Okay, that's cool.
So, people, that when they don't understand, they think it's wrong. But it works. So it can't be wrong.
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
If something's wrong, it's wrong. So it's like me. I'm lefty. I was switching from lefty to righty. They said I had horrible footwork. But I was knocking guys clean out.
Right.
But they did not understand what I was doing. You see what I mean?
Right.
They said my stance is too wide. I got one of the best balances in boxing. What are they talking about? Because they don't understand. So the wider my legs are, the lower to the ground, correct?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, don't that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is this, when you don't understand something, it's just like when you understand something, right? You don't understand why it rains. Oh, there's a rain guard, right? The same thing goes to education of people. When they don't understand something, forgive them. They don't understand. They try to say it's not good, it doesn't work, but it works. You got to find your own way of doing things. Nobody boxes the same. Your box different. I can't copy this. I'm going to take snippets of pieces of another album of boxes and borrow little pieces here and there. But it's done my way, not their way. So then, just like my style transforms with guys that watch me now, that watch my career, and they might steal some bits and pieces, but they created it their way. They can't do it the way I did it. It won't work for them. Just like I took Marvin Hagler's switch, and I added to it, and I made it different. Okay, I did it the way I like to interpret it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to do. That's transforming a style. Styles win fights. So you have to create your own style so you can win fights.
No, you're right.
That's the bottom line. That's the way you transform things.
No, you're right, man. You're right. But I'm also, as we're talking, I got your fight versus the Prince running right here in the background, and you could clearly see, for those that are watching, I could see why Nas ain't want no more smoke with you, because that was tough for him.
Yeah, it was very tough. He told me, we had conversations about it. The big thing about it was, like I said, one thing that kept going in the press conference, and they kept talking about was how hard he is. And I'm saying to myself, if he is hard, I'm gonna hit tremendously hard. And it was like my power that I have. They just never declared it. I got so many knockouts, and you would not declare him out. Really, you're saying that he is harder than me? You know what I'm saying? It didn't make no sense to me. So I wanted to show him personally, not the world, him personally, that when we exchange shots, mine is going to be hard. Right?
Right.
And that's where that boiled down to. That when I see where my shots are making him react, I was trying to get rid of him. But one thing I know how he survived was he's so flexible that when you hit him, his body absorbs the punch.
Right.
Because he's that flexible. He's very flexible. And when he would hit, his whole back would arch. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
It was amazing to watch. And he absorbed it. And those shots, anybody else I hit with those shots, done. Fight's over.
Do you think you set Do you think you set like somewhat of a blueprint on on what to expect, like when fighters like when they're dealing with him, what to expect? Because after your fight, I mean, he really didn't. I mean, he had a couple of fights, I believe, in between, and then he met Barrera, and that was pretty much the end of it. So, do you think that you set a blueprint?
They told me that they watched my fight, so how to beat him. Of course, all I got to do is keep my composure.
Right.
To win that fight, if I go back to my boxing, I win that fight easily. Right?
Yeah.
I win that fight easily.
Yeah.
All I do is stay boxing. Okay? How I know I had the blueprint for him was very simple. I got Augie Sanchez ready to fight him. Augie dropped him how many times? Twice. Right? And I told Augie, and when the conversation with me and Augie was this, I said, Augie, two of you, I'm not going to fight, he's never going to fight me again. I said, so two of you, I get to fight him again. I said, this is what I want you to do. I said, you're going to drop him. I'm going to show you how to drop him. You're going to drop him. But when you drop him, stay in control. Don't go after him. Do not go after him. Stay in control. He'll run into you again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Augie dropped him twice. Right?
Right.
And Augie was on his way to victory. But Augie did exactly what the mistake that I made, but he made a worse one. And he got hit because I told him, don't go after the Prince. So let him come after you. He'll come right to you. That's how the Prince is. He come right to you. Right to you. And when he comes, you drop him. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the Prince fight was great because, like I said, it left a hole in the game where people want a rematch. The public want a rematch. A few years ago, something came on the internet, I seen on Instagram, it said Kelly Prince grudge match. Right?
Right.
And everyone started calling me. People really can't believe that they will go to that fight right now. It's like saying Ali fighting Frazier. They won't pass away, but people will watch it. And, it's just a stigma that men can have in the career where that was a rematch that never was done. That'll leave a hole. I would have did it. He didn't want to do it.
Wow.
Imagine if they put that on his card. I'll fight Prince on the card. That'd be amazing. Kelly versus Prince on the card. They're crazy. We offered money to fight in Dubai, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I accepted. I think it was 2008 or 2007. And 2006 or something like that. I think he's so vibrant. And he turned me down. But, that whole, it doesn't bother me. It turned into that after the fight was over. It wasn't something that I dealt with until I realized that people wanted it so bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They wanted the rematch so bad. But he got people to dislike him that much that people wanted the rematch. They wanted to really beat him. He would fight Barrera in the rematch before he fight me. he was definitely very aware. You know, it's like you know, me and him were good friends. We talk. You know what I'm saying? We're just like highly possessed, I could say, opponents. You know, I want to prove I'm better than him and prove he's better than me at all times. At all times. Even he got the victory. You know, so I was talking in a conversation on the phone, and he'll say, "Well, I'm like, well, I'm still better. I'm still better than you. Right? Your whole career is in my career. I mean, think about it. So he turned pro in He turned pro in '92. I was world champion in '93. That means I turned pro in '88. So I had, what, 5-6 years before you even the conception of fantasy. Matter of fact, his son is boxing.
Wow.
I've seen a video of his son.
His son?
I wasn't impressed. I don't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But
his son fights?
I was much in the best.
I didn't know that. His son fights. I didn't know that.
Yeah, his son. It's a video that somebody posted it, and then they sent it to me, and it was crazy. And so I didn't care. It doesn't look good. Now I hope he don't go pro.
Oh, wow.
It's like I said, you know, you can't copy your dad.
Yeah.
That's not work for your dad, not for you. That's who he is.
Is he at the same weight? Is he at the same? Is he at the same weight?
Nah, I think he's gonna be better. It doesn't tell me what weight he's gonna be. But the one thing about boxing that people understand, you know, about any sport, anything in life, it's like that. I watch a lot of kids train today. They don't fight like Floyd. Not good. That's a great compliment, but it's not gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. It seems like, you know, something that happened that was great for Floyd, it kind of hurt the game a little bit because now you got all these guys trying to fight like him.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
That's a bad look.
Because now you're losing styles. Now, what makes things different, I feel that after the 88 squad was different. We all had our own style. Me, Ray Mercer, Riddick Bowe, Roy Jones. We fought similar, but we had different styles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Michael Cabo, we had our own thing that we did. Now these guys are all emulating Mayweather, and now it's becoming repetitive, and they're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's not a good look, man. People got to develop their own
this
style where they're comfortable.
You know, I would like to just put a statement out and say, listen, guys, be you. I'm trying to be me. Be you. Right?
Yeah.
Because he's doing what Uncle Roger did. Remember, he got it from Uncle Roger. And his dad. That's what his dad does. With the hand arms using the shoulder. That's what his dad does. His uncle was the best at it. His dad was okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jeff wasn't that good with it, but his Uncle Roger got the most out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Floyd just second level and third level of it. He took it to another level.
Yeah, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying like everybody has they have to have their own flavor. Like I saw Floyd holding the mitts for Tank, and he's not holding the mitts like how Roger held the mitts for him. So I'm just using that as an example that, you know, everyone has to have their own flavor where they're comfortable doing things.
That's good. That's very good. If he's training, like I said, if he's training, that's what I believe in. So I believe in Chico Do. My trainer was a great sensei. He believed in teaching me so much. I believed in styles make fights, in that he trains all of us different in the gym. He trained me different. I can't train like my daughter. My daughter's on box out. I don't train her like me. I train her like her. Because whatever extra, she's a power puncher. She's strong in her legs. So I work her best attributes. Okay? Now, things that she can do that I do, if she wants them, I'll give them to her.
Right.
That's only right. That's what she wants them. But other than that, I don't give her things. I don't say, well, I did this, and I did, no, it's not going to work for you. Okay? You'll spend more time emulating me than you are fighting.
Right.
So, I let her be free. Okay? This is you, this is me. Okay? This is all I do, just because I do it. Now, she asks me two or three things that she does that I do, but she does it well. So when I do it with her, she does it very well. So I enhance it, and I add to it, and I let her be free. Psychologically, see, that's the key about boxing. Even Haney and these guys, not being Floyd, but trying to be better. See, he's just a spark. But, you know, when you retire, you're just the idea. It's like Sugar Ray. I watch Sugar Ray. I watch Camacho. I watch Whitaker. I watch all these guys. Right? They were the spark. I become the fire. right?
Right.
Where I bring something new to the game. And then the guys after me do the same thing to me that I did to them.
No, that makes
Okay?
sense. That makes sense.
And that's how the flame continues. So void trading indifferent is very good because the bottom line is you can't do it any way you did because it doesn't work. It's not you.
Yeah. You gotta have your own
Okay.
flavor. You gotta have your own mix. You gotta have your own flavor. I totally agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you do good, I'll just bring it up like you. If I was training you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll find out you do something good. I'll work on that. I
Right.
can't give you what I do. I just got to work on what you do good.
Right.
And show it to you. See, the definition of a good teacher, not trainer, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a trainer tells you throw punches. A teacher tells you what punches to throw.
Ah.
And a teacher acknowledges that you have a skill and a talent. Okay? And they bring it out and expose it to you. That's what a teacher does. Like when you're in class. A teacher knows a smart kid. He's very smart, very studious. Right? And they introduce themselves to that student, and they show that student how smart he is. Then he realizes it, and then he takes off. That's what a teacher does.
Right.
A trainer says, throw punches. A teacher tells you what punches to throw and what the results. That's the difference between a teacher and a trainer.
Yeah, I got you. Now
I
that
had
makes
a
sense.
teacher.
Yeah.
I had a great teacher, Phil Borgia. Okay, I had a great teacher. What I do is only what I can do. And it was just his teachings were very simple. Okay? People say, well, how can somebody teach you that can't do what they're teaching you? Because their brain, okay, sees things a little different. They can't do it because physically they might not be made to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the concept and the idea, and the way they are, allows them to do it. Allows them to teach you at least. And look, Andrew Ali could do things that I saw Ali, but Ali could do them.
No doubt.
Right? Sugar Ray could do them.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's a certain amount of speed, a certain amount of reflex, a certain amount of things that make it's just properties. You got to think. I look deep. That's why I broadcast a lot. I do a lot of broadcast and commentating because I do understand the mechanics and the physics of the human body and how you perform and the movements and all kinds. It's a blessing from God. It really is. And I'm on a mic and it's like I see these things. It's amazing, even to me.
Yeah,
So
I think
my next venture, of course, is commentating broadcasting.
Well, I think
into the world.
I think they should have got in contact with you after they got rid of Paul Malignaggi. I mean,
Yeah, like they hired Abner Morris.
yeah.
I called about that already.
Really?
Yeah, they hired Abner Morris. I called about that immediately when I heard that. I thought it was an opportunity. And you know how Paulie got in the boxing? This is crazy. You know how Paulie got in the boxing?
How?
He went to my Prince fight. That's how Paulie got in the boxing.
Really? Wait.
Boxing, yeah.
He did what?
He went to my Prince fight.
Uh-huh.
He was at that fight. He saw the way the thing went, and that's what made him get in boxing.
So he has a black man.
know that for a fact. I had a conversation with him about it.
Really? So he has a black man to thank. His racist ass has a black man to thank about getting into boxing.
Yeah. I don't think he's racist. He's a turkey.
Yeah,
but like I said, I don't know what the comment that he said. I haven't heard the comment he said.
Wait, hold on.
Something stupid.
Hold on. You didn't hear the comments?
I don't know what the comment is.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna text you my live stream from last week because I had an in-depth conversation with him on Instagram, and you just read it because I go through word for word what he said to me, and I'll get back to you and you'll tell me if you think he's racist after you read what he said.
Well, he might have said something racist. One thing I know about people back east, Jersey, New York, it's very difficult to be racist back east. It's very difficult. Why? Because you're raised with everybody of different nationalities. Billy Giles was to train him. Buddy McGurk's train him. He's not racist, but it's just like maybe a comic. I don't know what comedy he made, but it might have came off as that.
No, you'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it, brother. Paulie's indeed racist. He's indeed. You'll see it. I'm not gonna say no more.
I want to see it. Like I said, I want to see like how bad it is. Like I said, because I don't know. I heard he got fired. I don't know why he got fired. I thought he said some Jewish anti-Semitic statement. That's what he said. I know it was a black statement.
Yeah, you'll see it. I'll send you it word for word. You can read it. You can read it yourself. And, bro, that kid is racist, man. That kid is indeed racist, and he stood on it. And the reason why he was fired, because all they asked him to do was apologize for what he said. And he refused, and that's why he got terminated. Which is why you should have got his job.
Well, he didn't caught up in the moment. He should apologize.
And he refused to.
Because see, one thing I learned this all life. I learned this recently in the last few years, that you could say something, depending what part of America you're from, it's offensive.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I could talk a certain way in New York City, right? But if I talk the same way down south, they get offended. So it's crazy. So I learned that. And I got the holy cow, because people say things differently in different parts. You know what I'm saying? They say it just means something different. It means something. I can't wait to read reportedly well. I mean, to me, it was an easy fix. You apologize, you keep your job. That to me, it wasn't worth getting fired, to me personally. You know what I'm saying? Unless he stands on it and he really believes that that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
You know
yeah. Brother, I just texted to you. I just texted the link because I did my show last week, and I went through an Instagram conversation we had over the Aubrey shooting. And I go through every slide, me and him talking. Just read it and then get back to me, because you didn't hear exactly what he said, and you'll get to hear what he said, and you'll get to read what he said. His responses to me, you'll get to read it. You read it.
The way I personally looked at it was, me on firing is a job opening for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just called Tom Loffer right away. And Tom was on it. He was my manager was already on it. So he was like, I was like, opportunity, and he was like, well, they just hired to have tomorrow. So I was like, huh?
Man.
So for me, it's like, you know, I'm very competitive when it comes to broadcasting, just like boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think I chew guys up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put them on the mic, put them in the mic, I'm gonna shoot them up.
Well,
that's what my job is. You know what I'm saying?
We all wanted, we want the classic guys on there, like you, like we used to love it when George Foreman was commentating. We like fighters who can break down. Like if we see a motherfucker get knocked out, we only know an actual fighter can dissect what exactly happened, so you can replay it and explain to the people as to what happened in the ring, because a lot of people don't get it.
Yeah, sure. Also, the biggest thing is this. If boxing is the only sport, this is the problem that boxing is. Boxing is the only sport where you'll watch a boxing match and neither one of the broadcasters ever throw a punch. So why is it in football, basketball, baseball, soccer, golf, tennis, every sport, there's a player commentating those events. They have shows about it, right? I went to a boxing show years ago. I thought, I like to be the voice of boxing personally, because I think personally, you're solid, you're a boxing type, but solidly that the non-boxing eye, the people that don't watch boxing, don't have a show to watch where they can learn about something just in case they decide to run watching it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense. Football, basketball, I watch these soccer shows. Sometimes I'm flipping through the station and I see a golf show and a guy's playing golf. He's a golfer. Boxing is the only sport where you see Mario Lopez, who's an actor, broadcast a fight. Are you serious? But you'll never see me in a movie, right?
Wow.
I mean, they don't turn a favor. Think about it. If Mario Lopez is doing a boxing match, so why I'm not in the movie? Why don't they use the athletes? Why don't they use a football player, a basketball player, but they only use a boxer? Why? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you never see it. There's Tyson in the movie, only Tyson, that's it. Only Tyson. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a lot of
Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, hey Kevin, it's Anthony. I got one better for you. I got one better than that. Why is that why you're not in the Hall of Fame? I'm speaking to you, Chris Bird, people like Reggie Johnson. Y'all not in the Hall of Fame, but Sylvester Stallone is in the Hall of Fame. He never threw a punch.
Well, politics. Let me tell you something. The thing is this. I've been on the board of the Hall of Fame, so I'm on the board with Michelle Corrales. They got everybody. Got UFC vice president. His name. I guess his name's in my mind. Vince Neil was on the board with us. Vince Neil, the Rocker. He's on the board with us. the way the halls work is very simple. We got to sell tickets. So what they do is, it's different politics working in there. There's guys that go in that people know that may not deserve to go in, but they let them sell tickets, right? A name, or no name, or name that's named to it. So Michelle is trying to clean up this act by, we inducted her and that, whatever. Like, I want Aaron Barkley to the hall. I think Aaron Barkley has to Tommy Hearn, so why should he be in the hall, right? So, like, I got Ricardo Lopez inducted who takes Hall of Fame. The record's been broken. Ricardo Lopez is 51-0 with one draw. So he has a perfect record. So he owns the record. They're not giving him the record. So why I'm not in the hall? Same reason. It's politics. Okay? There's a lot of guys they putting in before me, literally. I mean, I want the public to call in to Ed Brophy and let him know. The Prince went in. I was there for the Prince. The Prince got inducted because he couldn't get out of his country. He wasn't there. Right? So think about it. So it's a lot of politics. Like, you know, to me personally, it's like, I voted for Carl Lopez in, and we put him in the hall. Aaron Barkley is one guy that should be in the hall. It's like, what are they waiting for? Okay? So they usually put guys that can sell tickets, and we run out of fighters that can do that. Okay? So, realistically, you got to put at least more than half, 75% of the fighters that are fighters in the hall. Then you put the ones that are celebrities that sell tickets. Okay? The dinners that we had in Vegas were tremendous. We put in everybody. I mean, you name it, we put them in. I was there the year for the dinners. I've been there every dinner. We got a dinner coming up. I don't think we'll do it this August. We probably won't do induction this August. Every August you do it. We announce it to you guys. It's a class of 2019. I got inducted 2018. Me, Henry Armstrong, Layla Ali, Shivashi Mosley, with a class. So I got a ring and all that. I'm inducted to the New York Hall of Fame and the Rochester Hall of Fame. Still Florida, California, then international. Then I'm done as far as I'm concerned. Right? There's a lot of politics with that.
I'm just mad they
question some of the ballots.
I'm just mad they put Rocky Balboa in the damn Hall of Fame before a lot of fighters.
I was there. I see that.
But would you agree with that though? That why is Rocky?
He's inducted differently. Okay, this is what happens. They're inducted differently. This is what people don't know. Let me educate the world. When they induct Rocky Balboa, a doctor, a referee, even a trainer, they're all a different class. They're not inducted to the Hall of Fame as far as a boxer or anything of that magnitude. They're inducted as far as contributing to the sport in the hall in that capacity. Almost like Howard Cosell contributed, all right? If Howard Cosell's alive, he'd be in the Hall of Fame, of course. He's Howard Cosell, right? Or he's in the broadcast section. Ali's in the boxing section. So when I go to the Hall of Fame and Ed Brophy and these guys, and if you fans out there want to see the greatest thing ever to live, go upstate New York City to a place called Canastota and see the International Box Hall of Fame yourself. And go to the weekend. It's a great weekend. So I think it's June 11th to the 14th. It's the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. And when you have that induction, you have great guys together. And they have certain sections the guys go in. People don't know that. There's certain sections. Like Tony Pacheco went to a section, so did Howard Cosell. They're separate. They're not in the boxing section. They're in the broadcast section. Okay? Or the media section. Okay? So that's the section. So I would like to be, of course, I've been working on it, the first fighter ever to be inducted twice, once for boxing and once for broadcasting. And I've been broadcasting since 1989. So I would like to be the first. I don't know what to talk about. I like to be. I just contribute, and hopefully they recognize it.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. Well, yeah, my daughter's out here cartwheeling. I'm gonna have to tend to her. All right, man. Yo, Kev, I really appreciate your time, man. Everybody in here, us in the chat, man, we've been fans of yours, and I've been a supporter of yours as a fellow New Yorker. I'm out the Bronx, you know what I mean? And I was screaming at the top of my lungs for you against Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
But yo, man, I got your number. I just sent you the link from last week's show. It's on your phone. Just click it and open it up and just have.
All right, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna see it. Like I said, I can't believe. I'm good people with Paulie. You know what I'm saying? We talked many times, and Paulie his idol pretty much idolized Gotti, Patel Gotti, because he's dying and he's from Paulie, and he was very.
And I rooted for Paulie on more than one occasion, and just to go from that to that conversation we had.
Yeah.
It's and then you could just YouTube what he said about the black struggle, and just form it all together. The kid is angry, and I figured out what he's angry about, but it's too much for me to get into. I went off on him last week, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Why a lot of fighters really basically they don't want to mess with him no more, because this guy, and then you got some other fighters, non-blacks, talking about he wasn't wrong for what he did, but had he said that, like you said, he got fired. You thought he said something to the Jewish community. No, it wasn't. But had he said something along the same lines to the Jewish community, not only would he have been fired that day, but he'd have been exiled from the sport. You understand? See, and that's another conversation. See, we move different, but I'm not going to belabor the point. Just go ahead. We'll talk behind the scenes. It's all good. I got to go take care of this kid, man. Ant, let everyone know where they can find you.
This is me, Trick Nolte. I go by Trick Nolte, but my name's Anthony Carter. Y'all can check me out on Facebook. I'll be on Instagram running on the treadmill, my 30-minute madness run. So that's where I'm at. Everybody in the chat, man, thank y'all for coming. And hey, Kevin, man, I'm gonna get with you probably later on this week, man. I got something I'm working on, and I want to get your opinion on it. So I'm gonna get with you later on this week.
I want the people to realize that we got an Instagram page. We got the show called The Sucker Punch. It's The Sucker Punch 2018 College Gates Kevin Kelly. We got 50,000. We had 70,000, and it's very different. It's this kind of show. We're going to podcast next Friday.
Oh.
Also, if you want to go on my Instagram, it's Flushing Flash 67. So type that in, you'll get on my Instagram. But the Sucker Punch is what we really, really hitting right now, and we got everybody on it. I'll talk to everybody. I don't got Dr. Wilder. I got Dr. Wilder's mom. So
wow,
this thing's a little different. Yeah, I did that. So, of course, the bottom line was I thought Dr. Wilder lost focus. The show was done. He just came out of his daughter's sickness, and then he changed. His mind changed, and that's what I think cost him the title. Okay, you refused purpose. You had a purpose, the daughter, and then something now it's about money and cars and no. He lost purpose, so he lost focus. So you can find me on The Sucker Punch, THE Sucker, it's spelled just like Sucker Punch 2018. Colin Gates, Kevin Kelly on Instagram. Flush and Flash 57 Instagram, my personal Instagram. You see me there too. And that's what I'm doing is on the contact. But I want to see how are you going to send me this? Are you going to send the show to me too, so I can listen to it?
Yeah, I sent it to you in the text. All you got to do is click on it and it'll open up.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely going to have you back. We definitely got to chop it up about, Wilder and everything else. And after the fight, with Mike and Roy and that show. I'm not going to violate it because I got love for both of those brothers. But, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being on, man. Thank you so much, brother. We definitely have you back. Yo, and shout out to the entire LDBC, man. We love y'all. Till next week, man. Peace.
All right. Peace, y'all.